Good day and welcome. Today we shift our eyes to Clean Industry Solutions and their report for the third quarter of 2021. And on link with me today I have Christian Zahler, CEO. Good day, Christian.
Hello, good day, Michael.
So, we'll begin with the numbers. Operating income for the quarter landed at around 4 million SEK, an increase from 2020's third quarter's 250,000 and last quarter's 1.9 million. We also saw costs slightly reduced from the second quarter. What is it that are driving these changes?
Our third quarter shows a clear continuation of the growth trend in 2021. While the revenue doubled in the second quarter compared to the previous quarter, it has now more than tripled. If you add to this the 1.5 million kroner increase in work in progress, then we have increased the full year 2021 revenue by around 250% to 1.9 million kroner so far. The reason for this increase is the increased demand for our solutions, especially photovoltaics and water purification systems. Together with other income, mainly consisting of subsidies for R&D projects, which has increased by 176% on a year-to-year basis, and which have contributed about 1.5 million kroner to our total earnings in each quarter of 2021. We have been able to increase operating income to about 7.6 million kroner. The costs have actually decreased if you eliminate the costs for the list change from Spotlight to Nasdaq First North. Without eliminating those costs, the operating costs would have increased by 12%. Without those costs for list change, they have decreased by 7%. So revenues are increasing, operating costs are decreasing.
And you mentioned higher demand there, and COVID-19 continues to affect foreign business, you wrote in your CEO note. Does that mean that most of this income has been domestic?
Not really. It's about 50-50 domestic and international. So we are recovering from the COVID-19 in the international business, and our domestic business is increasing. So both sides are getting better.
Moving on then to highlights during the quarter. We have already talked about atmosphere and AI research in our last interview, but something we didn't cover was the order that Solar Spring received from a Spanish research institute. The volume of this order was around 600,000 SEK. What can you tell us about this institute? Who are they?
Yeah. The Spanish research institute named CIEMAT is a public research organization in Spain attached to the Ministry of Science and Innovation. And they focus mainly on the field of energy and environment and the technological fields related to both. CIEMAT has now purchased a membrane distillation system from Solar Spring with 63 square meters of membrane surface, which is the largest module to date based on a new module manufacturing technology. This pilot system will be powered by a 36 kilowatt heating unit and is equipped with a package of scientific grade sensors and data management equipment. This system will be delivered to the Plataforma Solar de Almería, which is Europe's largest testing center in the field of solar energy, and where there is a pilot system for solar-driven desalination technology. This is a very important project which will have an impact on possible new clients and is clearly showing the link between energy, solar energy, and water treatment, water desalination systems.
And following the quarter, Solar Spring continues to receive orders. This time it is from Swedish Luleå University of Technology, as well as Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. Could you tell us a little bit more about this?
Sure. Luleå ordered a so-called MD Lab unit that's a specially designed system to test the performance of membranes, which Luleå University produced themselves. They are investigating so-called superhydrophobic membranes that can be used in zero liquid discharge systems. The other order from Karlsruhe Institute of Technology is of strategic importance because this MD Lab system will be used to generate ultra-pure water from seawater within a research project named H2 Mare. And ultra-pure seawater is needed to generate hydrogen. And this combination here in this project, it's the combination of offshore wind energy membrane distillation, providing the ultra-pure water for the hydrogen generation. And the nice synergy is that hydrogen generation generates waste heat, and this waste heat can be used to power the membrane distillation. So there are plenty of synergies which will bring down the costs of green hydrogen even further, and which is hopefully covering the rising demand for green hydrogen to replace fossil fuel.
Can we expect to see more orders from universities in the future?
Yes, sure. There were already in the past several orders from universities, and this is showing the relevance of this technology. So there is a strong interest in R&D in universities and academia, but also already from industry. And the demand is growing. The technology is of importance, no doubt.
Another highlight following the quarter that I wanted to cover was a large grant of around 2.4 million SEK for a new research and development project for industrial solar. The project is called JOSSI, and it is a collaboration, as I understand it. Tell us more.
Yes, this project is a collaboration between Industrial Solar, the German Aerospace Center, DLR, and Helmut Center Dresden-Rossendorf, and the Jordanian partners, the University of Jordan, Middle East University, and the National University College of Technology, and finally, last but not least, the Amman Chamber of Industry, and Nacha and Ravas. The objective of this project is to foster the uptake of solar process steam utilization in industrial processes through research and development, as well as dissemination and capacity building, especially in Jordan. The main focus of the project partners is on an improved understanding of the water steam flow in solar collectors and the provision of reliable long-term yield data for solar steam generation in industrial applications. Also improved monitoring methods through and capacity building in the academic sector as well as the industrial sector.
In your notes, you talked about the COP26 meeting and your disappointment surrounding its resulting agreements. Could you tell us more about your thoughts regarding the meeting and what it meant for clean industry?
Sure. Expectations were high, outcome was unfortunately low. The number of fossil fuel lobbyists was very high in Glasgow. I think about 500 lobbyists from the fossil fuel industry were in Glasgow, more than climate change activists. Industry is preventing to be green and preventing to become green, but actually they are quite reluctant to invest in such technologies that we offer. And there is some movement, there's some slow movement. We do realize that those outcomes in Glasgow to phase out coal and phase out subsidies for fossil fuel, this is even more important. So only few people know that the subsidies for fossil fuel are tremendously high. So last year in 2020, it was about $5.9 trillion on subsidies for fossil fuel. And of course, you can imagine that this is affecting the competition between renewable clean technologies and the old fossil fire technologies.
And moving forward then from COP26 and into 2022, where will your focus be?
We're focusing on growth, on the growth to come. We expect a strong growth next year in Germany, in our domestic market, and internationally. In Germany, we will have the effect of obligations for photovoltaic installation on newly built commercial rooftops. We have hired a marketing professional which will join our team after the Christmas break, and we will ramp up our marketing and sales activities together with this new colleague. And I hope that the growth will continue next year even stronger than this year.
It will be very interesting to follow. Thank you very much for your time, Christian, and I wish both you and Clean Industry continued luck in the future.
Thank you very much, Michael.